Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. In today's topic we will discuss that component of velocity of two-dimensional motion of fluid into the polar coordinate form. Firstly, we have discussed velocity component of two-dimensional motion of fluid into Cartesian coordinates, in which Cartesian coordinate contains x-axis, y-axis. But when we will discuss velocity components of two-dimensional motion of fluid into polar coordinates, then polar coordinates will be r and theta form. So relation between Cartesian and polar coordinate is given by x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. When we will take partial order derivative of x with respect to r and y with respect to r, we will get cos theta and sin theta respectively. And taking partial order derivative of x and y with respect to theta, we will get value minus r theta and r cos theta respectively. And we know that velocity components in u and v term, u is equal to minus partial phi by partial x is equal to minus partial psi by partial x. Means partial phi by partial x and partial psi by partial y both are same in u coordinate. And in v coordinate, partial phi by partial y is equal to negative of partial psi by partial x. Now, phi is component x and y. X is further component of r and theta, and y is also component of r and theta. When our one function is of multivariate and further function is also consist of upon multivariables, then derivative of such function can be found by using chain rule. When we will take partial phi by partial r, this will be equal to partial phi by partial x into partial x by partial r, and partial phi by partial y will be further derivative of y with respect to r. Similarly, when we are talking about phi with respect to theta, we will take partial phi by partial x and further x with respect to theta, plus partial phi by partial y and further derivative of y with respect to theta. That gives us equation 2. From equation 1, partial x by partial r, here is partial x by partial r is equal to cos theta, and partial y by partial r is equal to sin theta. So equation 1 will become partial phi by partial x into cos theta plus partial phi by partial y is equal to cos sin theta. Now multiply and divide this equation with r. We will get partial phi by partial r into 1 over r. Division r is outside, but multiplication r with multiply with both term gives us r cos theta and r sin theta. R cos theta is partial phi by partial x. R sin theta is r cos theta is partial phi by partial y, partial y by partial theta, and r sin theta is equal to minus partial x by partial theta, because r cos theta is equal to partial y by partial theta, but r sin theta is equal to minus of partial x by partial theta. So we put it here, and we will get partial phi by partial r by using this equation. And in our previous lecture of two-dimensional motion of fluid, we have discussed that partial phi by partial x is equal to partial psi by partial y, and partial phi by partial y is equal to negative of partial psi by partial x. So we will put partial phi by partial x into psi function, and this partial phi by partial y also convert into psi function. As we have discussed, phi is function of x and y, then psi is also function of, and psi is function of r and theta. X is function of r and theta, y is function of r and theta. As we have differentiate by using chain rule phi function, we will differentiate psi function by using chain rule. When we will take derivative of phi function with respect to r and theta by using chain rule, we will get partial psi by partial theta, and theta involves in both x and y. And we will take partial psi by partial r, and r is in both x and y. So partial psi by partial theta is partial psi by partial x and further x with respect to theta. Similarly, partial psi by partial y and y is further function of theta. So we will put this complete formula into partial psi by partial theta. So this equation 3, this is partial psi by partial theta value. So our this equation will become partial phi by partial r is equal to 1 over r partial psi by partial theta. That is equation A. So, and now we discuss equation 2 same. When we will discuss equation 2, partial x by partial theta is equal to minus r theta, and partial y by partial theta is equal to r cos theta. So we will substitute these two values into equation 2. When we will substitute these two values into equation 2, we will get partial phi by partial theta is equal to partial phi by partial x into minus r sin theta plus partial phi by partial y into r cos theta. In this equation, r already exists. Therefore, we will not multiply or divide by r. Rather than we will take r common from the right hand side. When we will take common r from right hand side, we will get r into partial phi by partial x minus sin theta plus partial phi by partial y into cos theta. Minus sin theta. Minus sin theta will equal to minus partial y by partial r, and cos theta will equal to partial x by partial r. So put these two values here, we get this new form of equation. This r is in multiplication in right hand side, at left hand side it will convert into division. And we know partial derivative of phi with respect to x is equal to partial derivative of psi with respect to y. And partial phi derivative with respect to y is equal to negative of partial psi by partial x. We will put these two values into this equation. We will replace phi function with the psi function, and we will get phi in term of psi. Taking negative common, we get equation 4. And then this, put this value of equation 4. This is according to chain rule, this is the value of partial psi by partial r. As this is value partial psi by partial theta, same by using chain rule, this is partial phi by psi by partial r. So when we will put this partial psi by partial r value into equation 4, we will get equation B. And it is clear that u is equal to phi component with respect to x and psi component with respect to y. And v is equal to phi component with respect to y and negative of psi component with respect to x. Because both are of opposite sign, but here are of same sign. So we can say that from this, it is clear that ur is r component of velocity, v theta is theta component of velocity, because when we are talking about Cartesian, our u component is in x form and u with respect to y, because there exist two coordinates and x and y. So partial derivative exists with respect to x and with respect to y. When we are talking about polar coordinate axes are r and theta. So u will be with respect to r and with respect to theta. When we are talking with respect to r, this we can take from equation A. This is velocity component partial derivative with respect to r, and this is with respect to theta. So QR will be equal to minus 1 over r partial psi by partial theta, r partial phi by partial r, and theta component will be minus 1 over r partial phi by partial theta or my partial psi by partial r. So these are two velocity components with respect to polar coordinate. By using these two components, we will solve the further question for the clarification. And question is that obtain equation of continuity for two-dimensional motion of incompressible fluid. It is clear that fluid is incompressible. Firstly, we have to obtain equation of continuity in form of this. U and V are velocity component in direction of r and theta respectively. Where and after that we have to show that firstly we have to obtain equation of continuity into polar coordinate, and secondly we have to show that equation satisfy U and V component, and thirdly we have to determine stream function for these velocity components and show that fluid speed is given by using this formula. As we have already discuss that U component with respect to r and V component with respect to r is given. From this equation we will get value of UR is equal to partial psi by partial theta and V is equal to minus psi by partial r. Now differentiate 1 with respect to r and differentiate 2 with respect to theta. When we will differentiate first equation with respect to r, it can be written as partial by partial r into ur, and as we are taking derivative with respect to r, then it will be written as ur is equal to partial psi by partial theta. So this is partial square psi over partial r partial theta, and differentiate 2 with respect to theta. This is equation 2. When we will differentiate with respect to theta, this will be partial v by partial theta is equal to minus partial square psi over partial r partial theta. That is equation B. And we have discussed that if we are going to suppose that mixed ordered partial component, mixed ordered partial derivative for psi function are same, then equating A and B we get equation C, because we are supposing that mixed order with respect to r theta and theta r derivative are same. If these two are same, then we will get partial u r over partial r is equal to partial v by partial theta with negative sign. So we can say that take this term to left hand side, we will get this form of equation of continuity. This is equation of continuity, because in Cartesian product form, when we are talking about Cartesian product, velocity component is partial q by partial x plus partial v, partial u by partial x into partial v by partial y is equal to 0. And here is partial u by partial r, ur by partial r plus partial v by partial theta, because here components are with respect to r and theta. This is equation of continuity. Now we have to show that these u and v components satisfy equation of continuity. So we have to take, this is u, multiply with r and take derivative with respect to r. and take v component derivative with respect to theta. When we will take derivative of ur component with respect to r, all terms will remain as it is, only rn plus 1 will be solved by using power rule. And when we will take partial order derivative with respect to theta, these two components will remain as same, and e power theta variables we will take derivative with respect to exponential formula. So we get equation 4 and 5 by taking derivative. And when we will add both 4 and 5, we will get both two terms cancel each other and is equal to 0. This shows that these u and v components should satisfy equation of continuity. Now third is we have to find stream function. And stream function is partial psi by partial r, that is v component. And this is a r power n e power minus k into n plus 1 into theta. Now multiply this partial r to the right hand side, we will get partial psi is equal to a r n power n e power minus k into n plus 1 theta partial r. Now take integration both sides. When we will take integration both sides, the integration and derivative will cancel from left hand side and at right hand side. Rn into partial r. Only integration will apply to this term, and this integration is r power n plus 1 into over n plus 1. This is stream function. We have also find stream function. Our question consists of 4 further parts. First is we have to obtain equation of continuity. Second, we have to show equation is satisfied with this term. Third, we have to determine stream function. And fourth, we have to show that speed is given by using this formula. Means we have to combine u and v coordinate to find speed. As we know, q velocity is equal to x component and y component. Component along x-axis and component along y-axis. And here we have to find magnitude of speed. So magnitude of speed is equal to x component square plus y component square root. Taking square on both sides, we will get q is equal to square root of u square plus v square, that is equation 6. U is given by this, v is given by this. We have to put u square and v square value. So we will take u square, apply square on both left hand side and right hand side, and we will apply square to the v component at both left hand side and right hand side, and we'll add both. When we will add both, we will take a square common, r power 2n common, e power minus 2kn plus 1 theta term common, and in remaining term will be k square and here will be 1. Now we also have find that psi, that is stream function, is equal to equation D. From equation D, that is stream function, from stream function we can get the value, because why we are using this psi function? We are using this psi function because our speed formula consists upon psi stream function term. So we have to use stream function to convert this velocity component into psi component. As stream function is given by using this, we have already found in equation D. From this, we will multiply this n plus 1 term and divide by this r. Remaining term will be a rn e power minus k n plus 1 theta. Because our u square plus v square function have common terms a, r, e power minus k n plus 1 theta whole square. So it can also be written as a r n e power minus k n plus 1 into theta square into k square plus 1. When we will put this replace this function by n plus 1 psi by r. This will be n plus 1 psi over r whole square into k plus 1. And here putting this value into function equation 6, that is q is equal to u square plus v square, we will get that square of this term will cancel with the square root. Only square root will be involved to k square plus 1. So we will get that because this function is square, this is square root. By putting values, that is this in equation 6, we will get that square of this term will cancel with square root. Only square of this term will be remain, and that is the velocity component. We have to show that velocity component is equal to these terms. So it is clear that when velocity component of x and y coordinate is given, we have to show that it satisfies this equation of continuity. You have to remind this equation of continuity into memory, as we have written, we have saved in our memory equation of continuity for Cartesian function, that is del dot q is equal to 0, that is divergence of q is equal to 0, that is partial u by partial x plus partial v by partial y is equal to 0. Similarly, this is equation of continuity into Cartesian coordinate system that you have to learn, and in further questions only velocity components will be given, u and v, and this has to show that this satisfies equation of continuity, and you have to find stream functions for these components. So this is equation you have to learn by heart, and by using this equation you can show that fluid motion is possible into Cartesian coordinate system. And that's all about today's lecture.